Ase A'ho Halito. I'm coming to y'all today because this is the full moon. It's the Galoni full moon, the fruit full moon. And so I am coming from the sacred sites. Okay, the sacred sites is about the spiritual energy at these sacred sites throughout Mother Earth. Okay. The other deck is the Oracle of Dreamtime. This one focuses on the Aboriginal, Indigenous, autochthonous imagery, stories, oral tradition stories, the spiritual knowledge of our ancestors, especially talking about in the spiritual realm in dream time. So if you've had dreams and you've seen these images, this is what they mean. So I'm going to be breaking these down. This is just an overview. I may do a part 2 to go in depth, but this is the full moon reading, the fruit full moon Galoni. All right, that is the fruit moon Cherokee Galoni. All right, so I will get started. Okay, this is what the Oracle of Dreamtime, the Oracle of Dreamtime cards look like. Okay, so when I was in the store getting these cards, the first card that popped up was the Rainbow Serpent card. Okay, the Rainbow Serpent card, it also represents the Kundalini energy within you. That's just the spiritual energy, the life force within you. Some call it the Holy Spirit. It's like, it feels like the analogy, fire shut up in your bones. The esoteric, the hidden meaning is, okay, it's that energy. It starts at the base of your spine, and then it rises up to the crown of your head. Okay, and that is the spiritual energy, the Kundalini energy. It represents creation. Okay, and so I'm going to break down the cards and I'm going to give you the overview. I may do a part 2 to break it down in depth. Okay, so the Rainbow Serpent card, all right, it represents creation, transformation, and spirituality. Like I just broke down the spirituality aspect of it. Creation, transformation, and spirituality. So if you see this symbol in your dreams, this is what it means. Creation, transformation, and spirituality. All right. The next card is Uluru. Uluru represents power, center, and balance. Power, center, and balance. Uluru. Okay? The next card is the Wombat card. Okay? It represents home, security, and boundaries. Home, security, and boundaries. Right? The next card is the Kookaburra. All right, the Kookaburra represents reliability, work, and satisfaction. Reliability, work, and satisfaction. The next card is the Sea Eagle, and it represents manifestation, focus, and will. Manifestation, focus, and will. Right? The next card is the Dolphin. The Dolphin is unconditional love, freedom, and mockery. Unconditional love, freedom, and mockery. Okay. The next card is the Frog card. Humor, laughter, and play. Humor, laughter, and play. Okay. It also represents other things such as cleansing. Okay. Bringing the rain, the water element to cleanse things. We've been having a lot of rain and flooding. That is the cleansing. It's like the earth is cleansing itself. Okay? And so, as it's cleansing itself, we are bringing things back to the 0 point, the point of balance, the way that our ancestors did, restoring their spirituality, their sacred culture and practices, and taking it to the next level. Okay? In this time. Okay? The next card, which is the last card from this deck, is the Platypus. The Platypus. Okay? This is diplomacy, tolerance, and unity. Diplomacy, tolerance, and unity. Okay? Now, all of these cards do have something to do with the message, okay? We are basically the diplomats. We are the mediators between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. The earth is the middle plane, the 0 point, so to speak. Our ancestors viewed things in the three. The underworld, the earth realm, and the spiritual realm. Okay, so we are the mediators. We are the messengers. We are the restorers. So we must do what we have to do individually and as a whole, bring back that balance and unity of oneness, wholeness as a people. Okay, as a people. So, that's an overview of the Dreamtime Oracle cards, which focuses on the Aboriginal, Indigenous, attachedness, spirituality, and ways of our ancestors in interpreting your dreams. Okay, the dream realm is the spiritual realm. Okay, all right. So, if you've seen any of these symbols in your dreams, I just broke down to you what it means. Okay. So the next set of cards comes from the sacred sites. Okay, the sacred sites. Okay, these are spiritual centers throughout the earth, and sacred things happened at these sites. Spiritual things. Okay, they have a lot of spiritual energy, and if you travel, like I traveled to different mounds, pyramids, okay, and there is a lot of spiritual energy at those sites that I visit. Other people go to mounds, pyramids, mountains, valleys, different sacred places. Okay, so now the one that stuck out to me, actually 3 of them stuck out to me. 2 of them, you know, I have to do more research on them, in which I do have the book. But now we have, where is it? One that I'll break down the one that wasn't familiar to me, okay? This one is Borobodur. Borobodur. Okay, this is authenticity. The location is in Java, Indonesia. Okay, it's in Java, Indonesia. And the maker of these cards viewed this to mean authenticity. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna read a couple of things from the book to break down what this means. Okay, authenticity. Be true to self. Okay, know thyself. I have a saying: learn, know, and master self. So authenticity is what this symbolizes also. Not only is it a sacred site, but in this deck, it means be true to yourself, be authentic, the authentic you. Okay, don't be afraid to embrace your bloodline, heritage, and research their spirituality, culture, and practices, and bring it back to life. But take it to the next level in today's time. Okay, so it talks about the Buddha. Okay, the Buddha invites you to awaken. So this site promotes you going there. You can go there spiritually in your dream time also, and in shamanic trance. Okay, this is a reminder to awaken to your true, divine, authentic self. Okay, your higher self, to awaken. Okay, okay, this temple is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. Okay, this is the largest Buddhist temple in the world. Okay. This talks about also, they break it down in the 3 realms, okay? The lower world, the middle world, and the upper world, okay? And then they give a meditation. The meditation is be true to yourself, okay? These are words of wisdom from ancestors and guides, especially Divine Great Spirit. This is the message: to awaken and be true to yourself. Okay, in the lower realm, which they related to the past, okay, the lower realm, and basically in your body, it talks about your desires, your sensual desires in nature. Okay, there are 2 erotic dancers at the bottom. Okay, this represents, okay, your sensual desires. In Buddhism, sensuality is seen as a distraction from your spiritual quest. But as you know, we must have balance. It's a time to have the sensual desires met. There's a time for that, a moment for that. And then there's a time for spiritual things. So they have this at the bottom, and then they have the Buddha at the top, okay? Awakening to your higher self, your spiritual self. So this is your lower self with your sensual desires, okay? It goes also with the Rainbow Serpent card, because as that energy is at the base of your spine, that's where your reproductive, your genital section is. And that's where your sensual desires come from. And the goal is always to have balance. It's a time to visit those sensual desires, okay, with your loved one, okay, your divine partner, okay. And so, okay, with the middle realm, okay, it did talk about, you know, the earth realm, how it is the largest Buddhist temple in the world, okay. And in the upper realm, it talks about awakening to your true self. And they do give a meditation on how you can do that, okay? Staying true to you, yourself, okay? And I may leave some of these meditations in depth below in the comments, okay? So that's an overview of Borobodur, okay? It is a sacred site in Java, Indonesia, and it represents authenticity. So be your authentic self, okay? All right, the next one is Sedona, okay? Sedona, the energy focus is empowerment. All right, and Sedona is in Arizona. Okay, this is a sacred site, and that symbol is the spiral symbol. Okay, in a lot of writings they talk about that spiral. Okay. I'm gonna see if it breaks it down. Okay, in the lower realm, okay, it talks about Montezuma. This is a Montezuma well on the card. Okay, at the bottom is a Montezuma well, and this is a sacred pool. Okay, and it was birthed to the Yavapai people, the natives of Sedona. And the spiral represents the site's strong vortex. It's a strong vortex. This is a powerful place. If you want to visit this place, you can tap into this energy. And this energy promotes empowerment. Okay? And so, yes, it represents the vortex, a strong vortex of energy, of earth energy, which empowers you with overwhelming peace. This kind of goes with that Buddha. Peace of mind, being awakened to your true divine self. That gives you peace of mind. I know it has given me peace of mind just being on my journey, rediscovering my true divine authentic self. That gives me peace of mind. Okay. It talks about your soul crying out for peace. Okay. All right. And so this pool is a representation of allowing your soul to be refreshed in this pool, this sacred pool. This whirlpool, this spiral, and this water here, it represents intense spiritual power. All right, for you to be open to the advice of our ancestors. Okay, this deals with your past. Some would say your past life. Okay, this is promoting empowerment. okay? Strength and encouragement. The knowledge of the ancestors is profound and nurturing. So, it invites you to stay a while in this water, okay? Basically, to be empowered. So, if you go to this site in Sedona, you will leave empowered, okay? All right, okay, in the middle realm, which is the earth, okay, it talks about regaining your spiritual power, okay? And it talks about when the invaders came, they displaced some of the Aboriginal, Indigenous, Native caretakers, okay? It says, yet the spiritual essence, the spiritual presence of the ancestors could not be removed, and it still lingers here in the air, calling many to make a pilgrimage to Sedona, okay? So, empowerment, spiritual empowerment, bringing that to the earth realm where we live in our everyday life, okay? In the upper realm, it talks about, okay, our potential, okay? It talks about Boynton Canyon is the most mysterious and sacred of all canyons in Sedona. So you want to visit Boynton Canyon, okay, in Sedona. It's the most mysterious and sacred of all the canyons in Sedona. And it was believed by the Yavapai people that the spirit founder, the goddess, the Lady Kachina, okay, the Lady Kachina resides here. Her fertility gives you the power to birth forth your ideas and ventures in life. So basically it's fertility energy, and they say goddess because they see the feminine aspect of Divine Great Spirit. Divine Great Spirit has a feminine aspect and a masculine aspect, and together it's a whole. So they see the Lady Kachina, the goddess energy here, and it's going to help you birth forth your ideas, your dreams, and ventures. Okay? It talks about there's a large raven on the card. Gulanaf, large raven. And the large raven is a messenger spirit. It represents the mystery of that which has not yet been formed. A black hole, an energy vortex. Okay? If a large black bird appears to you in a vision or in real life or in, reality, the physical realm, if it appears to you, know that you are being called to go into a great void to connect with the magical potential of what you can create. Okay, use this. You can use this as a meditative focal point, they talk about. And then they give tips about working with spirals, okay? You can become an energy vortex, okay? The spiral represents the path of the outer and inner consciousness of your Kundalini energy, okay? It talks about how it is waiting to be awakened within you. It is waiting to be awakened within you. Okay? Your own energy vortex. But this place it's like a catalyst that helps you awaken to the empowerment within you, that spiritual energy. Okay? So that's Sedona in Arizona. All right? Empowerment. All right, the next one is Bighorn. Okay? Bighorn is in Wyoming and Montana. The energy focus is principles. Our ancestors had principles. They had a code of ethics, morals. They had these things before the invaders came. Okay? So, Bighorn, all right, in the lower realm, it talks about in the past, okay? The lower realm, the underworld, it talks about the past, okay? This is the indigenous heartland, okay? This is a mountain range and a forest. And it talks about the greed of the pale man, okay? When they brought this to the tribes, the Lakota and the Northern Cheyenne, the Arapaho, okay? Now, it talks about the Battle of Little Horn, how these tribes came together to fight in 1876, the Battle of Little Horn, also known as Custer's Last Stand. It talks about despite the death of General Custer and the defeat of the U.S. Army during this engagement. Okay, in 1880, the Lakota had been forced on reservations. Okay, the motivation was greed. Okay, we know the invaders, their drive was about greed and savagery. The invaders. Okay, so this is what has happened in the past concerning Bighorn. Okay, in the middle world, the earth realm, the present, it talks about this is near the top of Medicine Mountain. All right, Bighorn National Forest is the Bighorn Medicine Wheel, and they have a medicine wheel there. Okay, the stone circle with 28 radial rows of rocks extending from the central these words are little, y'all. Okay, it talks about the rows of the rocks. Okay, these were used by the Crow tribe. Okay, the Crow tribe for fasting and vision questing. I was talking about the shamanic trance, the shamanic journey. They sat there and they went on vision quest. This was a sacred place, a sacred site for vision quest. Okay, and it was the Crow tribe used it for fasting, vision questing, and it was a place for healing prayers. Healing prayers. All right. Healing prayers for the people and for Mother Earth. The medicine wheel there teaches harmony and the sacred connection of all beings. Consider it as a shamanic map of your life, covering your evolution through infancy, adolescence, adulthood, and elderhood. A medicine wheel, it also reflects, excuse me, the 4 seasons, because it's also considered like the sacred calendar. like when I went to Cahokia Mounds, they had a sacred calendar there, which is also a medicine wheel. So it's used to reflect the seasons, the 4 seasons and the 4 directions. Walking the wheel imbues you to personal power and responsibility. Personal power comes with responsibility. Okay? It reminds you you have to be attuned to your spirit and the spirit of the earth. You have to have respect for the circle of life. We have to have respect for the circle of life like our ancestors, okay? So it just talks about that. And then in the upper world, the spiritual realm, it talks about the potential, okay? Sitting Bull. They mention great Sitting Bull. The Hunkpapa Lakota Holy Man. Okay? This is a picture of him. He was a great spiritual leader who had many visions, including one of the downfall of Custer. Okay? Before his people's victory. Okay? So he saw this in a vision. Okay? He knew that our people, our ancestors, will be victorious against Custer at that time when they tried to come and invade and take over. Okay? It also speaks on at Little Bighorn, he performed a sun dance. Okay? Sitting Bull performed a sun dance, cutting the flesh from his own arms more than 100 times in sacrifice. And so this just reminds us, what are we prepared to give to Great Spirit? What are we sacrificing? Not that we gotta slice ourselves 100 times like Sitting Bull, but it talks about our sacrifices. You know, everybody gives some kind of sacrifice in life. So it talks about that. And it talks about after the battle, Sitting Bull went into exile and he was eventually confined to a reservation. He was allowed to leave only to join Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show and ate in his own home. Can you stand up for what you believe in? This challenges you. This challenges us. Can we stand up for what we believe in? Our spirituality and practices and culture of our ancestors. Remember, once the invaders took over, they had forbid our ancestors to practice their ancient spiritual practices and ways because they wanted to indoctrinate our ancestors to do it their way. It talks about that. It says it challenges us to stand for what we believe in and to let go of materialistic things in life, to basically have a balance. Like, don't just focus on the material things, okay? You gotta have a balance, the spiritual, mental, and the physical, okay? So, this card calls you to awaken to what is important in the world for your own spiritual health and to consider it for our people. Consider what you may need to sacrifice to preserve your way of life. Okay? So, this challenges us to make and create our own medicine wheel. We can do this in our backyards, inside our home, on our patios, a special room in your home. Create your own medicine wheel where you can sit there and do inner work, do spiritual visualizations, tune in to the messages that Divine Great Spirit, the Creator, is speaking to you, your ancestors and your guides, the messages that they are revealing to you. This is revealed to you sitting at the medicine wheel, okay? This kind of goes with the spiral also of the other card, okay? So, that is that one. Right, the next one is Frog Mountain. Frog Mountain. Frog Mountain, the energy focus is repatriation. Repatriation. This is in British Columbia, Canada. Frog Mountain. Okay, so the past at Frog Mountain, okay, it's Slocan Valley, West Kootenay. This is sacred to the Sinixt tribe. The First Nations people was classed extinct by the Canadian government in 1956. They always classify somebody extinct, but we are the remnants of our ancestors. So anyway, all right, because they want to reclassify and not recognize us, okay? After living on this land for thousands of years, you know, these people come in and try to, you know, declare you extinct with, you know, fucked up motives, basically. So it says, do you sense that one or more of your ancestors suffered a similar fate? Okay, they were wrestled from their homeland. Sound familiar, don't it? Okay, so it talks about this trauma has been passed down to the generations, okay? Are you longing for a sense of home and family? Okay? Even across lifetimes, it talks about, you know, this trauma that was done to our ancestors. We are still feeling the effects of it. But healing is here. Goes with the other card, the previous card, Big Horn, where it talks about that medicine wheel. It's a place of healing, okay? Healing, and talks about a place of healing, okay? And we need spiritual, mental, and physical healing. Our people need that. Okay, the middle world, okay, the present, the earth realm. This card depicts a little girl on a reservation who cannot go to school because of the legal fiction that her family are extinct. Whew. Are you facing a challenge to your identity from the government or any other social group or individual? Now, we can relate to this. People try to say that, you know, our people are extinct, or they try to put us, you know, take us off our homeland and then just put us on a reservation or put us in a ghetto, a project. This is what they do to try to strip us of our true autochthonous, indigenous, aboriginal identity, spirituality, culture, and ways. They have tried to strip us of that. But the spirit of our ancestors lives on within us. We are the resurrection of our ancestors. And so we are restoring things back to that balance point, okay? All right. Okay, it breaks down. Okay, it just asks, when will this stop? They try to take our birthright, and steal our land, and then they take our ways that they've learned and then twist it and add their own twisted, sick practices, okay? And so it talks about, is it time to make a stand and refuse to allow anyone to take away what is rightfully yours? This card's power symbol is the sacred hoop, shown radiating out into the four directions, which nourish you. The beam from the east brings peace and light into your life. The beam from the south brings warmth. The west offers the rains to wash away your fears, while the north gives you strength and endurance to sustain what you are going through. Call upon the four quarters of the earth to help you on your journey to wholeness and well-being, okay? Now, the upper world, the spiritual, the potential, it talks about a terrible drought, okay, to the indigenous people there, okay? It talks about leaving their land, and it says, one of their elders went to pray for guidance. A frog appeared and told him that his people would be saved if they dug caves in the riverbanks. A frog. We did get a frog from the other cards. Okay? Okay, the frog spirit is just divine great spirit in the form of a frog. Okay? Divine great spirit appears to many in different forms. Okay? The goal is to see the message, get the interpretation of the message, okay, and then apply it to your life. All right, okay. It says, when the people retreated into the caves, the frogs offered themselves as food. So they ate the frogs as food also. That goes back to a story that I was sharing about the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. Okay, before the invaders came, our people had balance. They would ask for permission and give thanks to kill an animal or use a plant or herb. They would ask for permission and give thanks. Okay, and then when the invaders came, greed came because they wanted so much. So they just start killing without, it just being food or for clothing. They just wanted more greed. So the animal kingdom said that they would basically check, correct, or in another sense curse those that don't ask permission and give thanks before they kill. Okay? And so the plant kingdom said, okay, we will bring balance and we will offer a cure to those curses and diseases and illnesses, infections. So we have herbs and plants for everything, okay? That is healing for everything. So that's the balance. So it talks about how the frogs offered themselves as food to sustain them, okay? The frog became Frog Mountain, okay? That's how it got its name. It talks about you just revisiting this. Do you have a power animal, a spirit guide in the form of an animal? Some say we have 9 for the 9 different directions around us and within us. Okay, I've talked about that in videos. I do a reading that, you know, touches on the spirituality of your guides, basically, and it could be in the form of animals or other things. Okay, so it talks about okay, about your power animal, your guide. Okay, your guide to help you through adversity. So it talks about this white wolf on the card. It awaits. It's waiting for you up on Frog Mountain. It asks you to keep your spirit alive and trust your instincts. Let the wolf spirit teach you the value of treading your own path, your own unique, authentic path. Be authentic you, true to yourself. Okay? It talks about listening to your guides. And they give an example of a cynic's elder who did listen to his guide. Okay? You can become an explorer rather than a struggling person. Okay? You can do this to fit the conventional needs of your people or situations. All right? It's not always about being a lone wolf, but about being authentic in your life. Time to travel. Try to visualize. So the other card was talking about visualization at the medicine wheel. Okay, this challenges you to visualize. It's like the shamanic trance, or when you have dreams and your guide visits you and gives you guidance and counsel. Okay, so they just give an exercise about visualization and meeting your spiritual guides. Okay, in Christianity, it's angels. Okay, excuse me. All right, so they talk about visualization. Okay, and meeting your guide. It could be in the form of the Holy Spirit, animal guide, things of that nature. It could be your ancestor that you have dreams about, and they're giving you advice, guidance, counsel, a message, things to do for an expected outcome or goal. Okay, so right, and the last card is Mecca. Mecca. Okay, the energy focus is harnessing. The location is Hijaz, Saudi Arabia. Hijaz, Saudi Arabia. Okay, now this was built in the 4th century, okay, by the Yemeni tribe of Khuzah. And today it is the holiest site in Islam, Mecca. Okay, it's saying it does not belong to any of the 4 directions. Instead, it stands alone as a power card. Okay, all right, it just talks about the cubed shrine. It contains a black stone believed to be a meteorite. And that meteorite stone, if you see a picture of it, The ancient symbolism is of a womb, like the sacred womb of the womb man, the woman, the mother, the divine aspect of divine great spirit. I believe this is why they cover the women, besides other reasons we're not going to get into, but the spiritual reasons why the women are covered, because the woman is sacred, is the mother, the life giver. Okay, so it just talks about how people take pilgrimages to this place, and they glimpse at the Kaaba there. Okay, the black stone is the revered element. Okay, these meteorites were thought to be envoys from the moon and from Allah, appearing as a magnificent spectacle of fire, smoke, and terrific noise sent by the gods. So this is how they view it. Okay, and okay, this card draws on the energy from rituals, prayers, affirmations, and thoughts, your intentions, okay, that arise are coupled with the power of the meteorite. So if you travel here and you do prayers and affirmations and visualizations, it is matched by this energy here. Okay, it's harnessing the energy of this place. So you can harness the energy of any sacred place. You can match it with the energy within you, that is divine great spirit, the source, the breath of life that is in everything. So you can couple it with that energy within you and at a sacred site. Okay, so it also talks about looking to the heavens and calling upon the star nations to help you gain clarity. Okay, you can do research about the star nations. It just means basically where we come from. A lot of ancient writings talk about how we came from basically the universe, universal spiritual consciousness, the universe. So calling on the star nations, or calling on your ancestors that are in the spiritual realm. Okay, this card brings your attention to ancient practices of worship and honoring things, sacred sites, okay, as well as, you know, the spirituality and culture that is a part of those sacred sites. So they give a tip, a dance of cosmic energy, okay, using crystals, gems, and rocks. Those are also elements of the earth that have spiritual energy, and you can use those coupled with your inner energy to manifest things, to heal things of that nature. So they call that the dance of cosmic energy, getting a crystal of your choice. Different crystals promote different energies, like some are healing, some give you energy, empowerment, love, unconditional love. They heighten things. That's what they do. They heighten things. They take it to the next level. It is an element from the earth helping you basically rise to your full potential. Okay, so this concludes the reading. Like I said, I came from the Sacred Sites Oracle. These sacred sites throughout the earth have spiritual energy. You can travel there and you can tap into that spiritual energy, and it will complement the energy within you. Okay, you can go there, you can take a pilgrimage there for prayers, healing, to do visualization, things of that nature. It's all about our individual spirituality, our journey for healing and restoration, so that we can help our people as a whole. So we have to do individual work so that we can help our people, so we can help others. Okay, so the goal is to return it to balance, the balance point, restoring, reviving, resurrecting the sacred practices of our ancestors. Okay, and taking it to the next level. Okay, so this concludes the reading. I want to say I love you, peace, namaste, Ase A'ho.